Hi everybody, I'm going to discuss about big data analytics, which covers the topic of Unit 1. Unit 1, Introduction of Big Data. The topics to be covered are big data, types of big data, characteristics of big data, challenges of conventional system, and nature of data. First of all, we go for what do you mean by a data. Quantities, characters, or symbol on which operations are performed by a computer, which may be stored or transmitted in the form of electrical signals and recorded on magnetic, optical, or mechanical recording media, is called data. Like that, the data, like that of, like that of the data, big data is also a data, but with huge size. Big data is a term used to describe a collection of data that is in huge volume and yet growing exponentially with the time. In short word, such that a data is so large and complex that none of the traditional management tools are able to store efficiently. From the complete definition, the big data is a large volume of data which carries a large volume of data in which cannot be stored or processed traditionally computing method. Let us see some examples of big data. The one example is in New York Stock Exchange, it generates about 1 terabyte of new data per day. In Facebook, 500 plus terabytes of new data have been injected in the database of social media, like that of social media site, like that of Facebook, every day. Yeah, another example is a single jet engine can generate 10 plus terabyte data in 30 minutes of flight time. With many thousands of flights per day, its generation of data is up to one day, reaches up to many petabytes. These are some examples of big data. Types of data. Types of big data can be classified or been formed in three types: structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Structured. First of all, we discuss about structure of data. Types of data. First one is structured data. Any data that can be stored, accessed, and processed in the form of fixed format is termed as structured data. Nowadays, we are foreseeing issues when size of such data grows to huge extents. Typical size are being in the range of multiple zettabytes. These are type of unstructured data. The example of structured data is regular employee table database is example of structured data where employee ID, employee name, gender, department has been classified based on the data types. It has been structured. So this comes in the types of structured. Next type is unstructured. Any data with unknown form or the structure classified as unstructured data. In addition of size being huge, unstructured data possess multiple changes in the time of processing for deriving the value of it. In unstructured data, a typical example of unstructured data is heterogeneous data source containing combination of text files, images, videos, etc. Nowadays, organizations have wealth of data available with them, but unfortunately, they do not know how to derive value of it since this data is in the raw form or unstructured format. Example: when anything has been searched in a Google search, it will give the result of text as well as link document as well as images and as well as video files. These are being entered as a unstructured types of big data. The another type is semi-structured. Semi-structured data can have both forms of data, structured and unstructured. We can see the semi-structured data as structured in the form, but actually is not defined with it. Example: the table definition in the related or relational database management system. The example of semi-structured data is represented in XML file. This one the example where the data has not been defined as structure. The personal data stored in a XML file. This comes under the big data of unstructured data. Now we shall discuss. Now we can discuss about characteristics of big data. There are certain characteristics of to form a big data. One is here we see a four characters of big data. One is volume, variety, velocity, and veracity. First, we'll see about volume. Based already from the definition of big data, we know that the big data has a huge amount of data or huge volume of data is considered as big data. Here, in the first characters of big data, it comes under the volume. The name big data itself related to a size which is enormous. The size of data plays a vital role in determining the value of data. The volume is one of the characters which need to be considered while dealing with big data. The next character is variety. Variety are types. The next character of big data is variety. Variety refers to heterogeneous sources and nature of data, both structured and unstructured. During early days, spreadsheets and databases were the only source of data considered by most of the applications. Nowadays, the data in the form of emails, photos, videos, monitoring devices, PDFs, and audio, etc., are all being considered in analyzed applications. This variety of unstructured data poses certain issue of storage, mining, and analysis data. So the big data also is one of the character. Variety also comes under the one of types of big data. Next one, velocity. Nothing but speed. The term velocity refers to speed of generation of data. The speed of generating data means from sending or storing or uploading and downloading. It also comes under the big data. It's one type of one characteristics of one big data. Here, velocity, it defines how fast data is generated and processed to meet the demands, determines, and real potential in the data. Big data velocity deals with the speed at which the data flows from sources like business process, application logs, networks, and social media sites, sensors, and mobile devices, and etc. Next one is variability. This refers to inconsistency of data, which can be shown by data at times, hampering the process of being able to handle and manage data effectively. These are the characteristics of big data. Now you see about the what are the challenges of conventional system in big data. There are three challenges that big data faces. One is data, another one is processing or process, and one is management. First we see about the volume or data. The volume of data, especially machine generated data, is exploding. This is a challenge of conventional system in big data. Another challenge of system in big data is how fast the data is growing every year with the new sources of data that are emerging. For example, in the year 2000, 8 lakhs petabytes of data have been stored in the world, and it is expected as reach about 35 zettabytes by 2020 according to IBM. Because here the data has been increasing yearly wise. It has been data to be stored or formed or structured or processed. This is one challenge of conventional system in big data. Another one is a processing challenge. Processing. More than 80% of data to information is unstructured and typically is too big to manage effectively. Today, companies are looking for leverage of lot more data from wide variety of sources, both inside and outside of the organization. Things like documents, contracts, mission data, sensor data, social data, health records, emails, etc. This list is endless, really. These types of processing can be there is a critical problem in a processing. This is challenges to the new generation of technology of big data. Next one, we have to manage the data and also we have to manage the speed or processing of a data, and that is a management. This is one of the challenges, conventional challenge in a conventional system in a big data. In management, lot of data is unstructured as complex structure that is hard to represent in rows and columns. It's a major or vital role of challenging in conventional system in the management side of big data. Now you see what do you mean by IDA. IDA is nothing but intelligent data analysis. So one type of data analysis. Intelligent data analysis reveals implicit, previously known, unknown, and potentially valuable information or knowledge from large amounts of data. IDA is also a kind of decision support process. It is based on artificial intelligence, machine learning, pattern recognition, statistics, database, and visualization technology mainly. ID automatically extracts the useful information necessary knowledge and interesting models from lot of online data in order to help decision makers make the right choices. From the concept of IDA, intelligent data analysis, easily we can analyze the data based upon the artificial intelligence technique. We can map and extract the information, useful information from the online data. That is the process of IDA, intelligent data analysis. Here, the process of IDA. The process of IDA generally consists of following three stages. One is processing of data. One is data preparation. Another is rule for finding or data mining. Another is result validation and explanation. Now we see about data preparation. Data preparation involves selecting the required data for the relevant data source and integrating into data set to used for data mining. The rule of finding or data mining. In rule, finding is working out of rules contain the data set by the means of certain method of algorithm. Here, algorithm also use certain algorithms used for storing the data. It's one process of ID. Otherwise, we have to validate the result and give the explanation. That is result validation and explanation. It's one type of process of IDA. Result validation requires examining these rules. Result explanation is giving intuitive, reasonable, understandable description using logic reasoning from the process of IDA. The last topic we are going to discuss about the nature of data. Here, already we discussed about the types of data. There are three types of data in big data. One is structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. Here we see about the nature of data. The nature of data is it is large and very big formats of collecting the data. According to one estimate, one third of the globally stored information is form of alphanumeric text and still images data, which is the format most useful for most big data applications. This also shows the potential of unused data in the form of video, audio content. This is the nature of data. From the concept of big data, we are seeing more number of nature data. One is text files, audio files, numbers and values, images, etc. I hope you will understand for the nature of data and also you're going to understand about the intention of data. Thank you.